So hello and welcome guys to my show. This is Agile Ground Level first video I have created for you guys. I am giving some sort of very perfect and important information through this video guys. So where exactly we are and what exactly there in this video I'll show you. So where we will focus today. So we will focus today on what is Agile manifestos and Scrum guidelines guys. So what exactly Agile manifestos are, what exactly Agile is, and what kind of Scrum guidelines we have Agile has provided to us. So let's see guys. Before starting my video guys, I want to tell you that if you have any sort of comments, queries and questions, you can mention it in the comment section. Thank you. Now what is Agile? So basically guys, Agile is a big umbrella. Agile have their own structure, their manifestos, their principles, their guidelines, and these guidelines make your life more and more easy guys, because I know in IT industry lot many projects are running current days, and every project is not a development project. So there are some sort of infrastructure kind of project, some sort of operation kind of project, some sort of disaster recovery kind of project, some other projects, quality and assurance projects are also there, some audit related projects are there, security and compliance related projects are there. So lot many projects are running in a IT industry in a different section. And if I say I want to apply Agile is available for each and every section, for each and every project. Now guys, if you see under umbrella, there are few pop-ups are coming, like Crystal is there, Lean is there, Scrum is there, XP is there, ADP is there, FDD, CDD, TDD, BDD, and lot many things. So what exactly these things popping up under this Agile umbrella? So guys, a very basic and very in a very little bit information I'll explain this. So guys, these are basically a working structure, a working culture, a set of instructions are provided, and every set of instruction we have provided the name, like Lean is there, Crystal is there. So as like I said previously, every project is not a development project. So every project have their different culture, different working solutions and different working areas. So as per their working areas, I have to find out the framework. These all are framework guys, and which we call as a set of instructions. So using this set of instruction, you can apply Agile in your project and make your life more and more easy, more and more smarter guys. Now how to apply these things, I'll explain this later on. We have to move next, what exactly Agile is. So guys, under Agile there are different approaches, but here two main approaches which I will explain you. One is a lightweight approach and second is a fuller approach. Now where lightweight approach is applied and where fuller approach is applied, I'll tell you. So lightweight approach means Scrums or Lean, Kanban, XPs, CI, CD, FDD, TDD, and so on. So these kind of approaches guys we can use for one team or 2-3 teams. Like under one project there are lot many teams are working. Say for example, it's a development project, and under development project we have divided that project in some sort of teams. Every team have 9 to 10 members as per the Agile guidelines. Now if I want to apply the Agile with these teams, so I can use Scrum because it's a development team. So I can use Scrum or Lean software development method. This is a lightweight approach because we are applied Agile only for that particular teams. Now if I am saying a fuller approach, say for example, management want or customer want to view the entire progress of their product and project, what exactly going on with their requirements, when they will when these requirements are available in a final release or on their production servers. So they want to know. For these things we applied a fuller approach. Now guys, when we are approaching when we are applied the fuller approach, at that time we are wrapping lightweight approach under fuller approach. So Scrum of Scrum is there, Scrum at scale is there, or large scale Scrum is there, and so on guys. Lot of many frameworks names are available here. So we just wrap lightweight approaches under this fuller approach, gain the entire information from team, make their reports as per the client's requirement, and provided these reports or demos to clients, where client get the exact information which team is working on which requirement, where exactly that team is, are they on track, are they off track, are they facing any challenges, any issue, any roadblocker, does customer interaction required to resolve their issues, resolve their impediments, does management required to resolve their issues, to jump in the process. So these all the things, very minute and very little information goes through this fuller approach methodology, guys. And using this methodology, we are giving the exact picture, team wise and product wise, requirement wise, to our management as well as clients management. This is the reason, guys, this fuller approach use. So I explain lightweight approach and fuller approach. Now regarding agile manifestos, so there are 4 manifestos, guys, available under agile, and these manifestos are guided us how to work using agile, why agile is there and how to use agile. So first approach is individuals and interaction over process and tools. In traditional methodology, mostly we are using a lot bigger process, lot many documentations, lot many tools. We are doing rework from this tool to that tool to generate the report. So basically we are investing more than 70% time to manage these processes and these tools, rather than to invest this time for any fruitful or hard work in our actual working areas. So agile says interact with each other individually. Teams can interact with each other, or maybe 2 teams can interact with each other, rather than following the process and tools, and resolve their issues, resolve their impediments, and continue their work easily. If required, definitely, if somewhere required black and white things, then only do those things black and white, but wherever not necessary, you can just bypass those things. Now second manifesto is working software. Yes, guys, definitely in agile we are provided working softwares or working area of our product to our client for their verifications, so that they can verify those things and get the sense that whatever requirement they have provided, the release product is exactly matching those things. And this is the reason, guys, we are providing a bit of a small part of working software after each and every intervals to client, rather than managing the comprehensive document, like what we done in our last release, what we are doing in our current release, what we will do in our next release. To maintain all the things in the documentation, I had made changes in somewhere in the coding, so I have to write it into the document why I'm making a changes for that particular code in that particular product or module. To manage all this hectic work, rather than this, you have to provide your working software to your client, so that it's easy way to provide the message to your client that these requirement you have provided us, and these are fulfilled right now, these are working areas, you have to verify it, and if you are satisfied, if you are provided us the approval, we will merge these working areas of your product in your production areas, so that it makes sense and it makes you in a very less time make you a more and more success. So this is the reason these manifestos are available, guys. Now next manifesto is customer collaboration over contract negotiation. In a traditional methodology, guys, when we acquire the requirements from client, we deliver those all requirement after a long time. Between that, it's a very less communication with client and the customers peoples. So contract negotiations comes in traditional methodology, because our communication is very less with client, and client is not happy, not satisfied with us, because client don't know what is going on in their with their requirement and with working product areas. So this is the reason, guys, agile says do customer collaboration, do customer interaction after some time, each and every release after some time, and ask them what they are thinking about the previous releases, what they are thinking about the current releases. Do they require some new enhancement, some new change requests? Do they want to make some sort of changes in their requirements? So by this way, when we are communicated with the customer, at that time we are gaining not only the customer satisfaction but their faith also on us. And this is the reason customer can easily provide their enhancement, their change requests, their suggestions. If they are not happy with our release, they can provide us the suggestion that we required so and so things also in every release, so you can manage those things. And by this way guys, the communication goes very smooth, very safely and very easily. And when we deliver the entire product, after that client themselves come up with new requirement, with new business to our organization, where organization do not require any kind of negotiation, because we have already provided them a successful product where client is already happy. So this is the reason guys, customer collaboration over contract negotiation is more important. Now the last manifesto is responding to change over following a plan. Guys, plan is always followed like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So step by step we follow the plan. But Agile says don't follow the plan, just respond the changes to client. I am giving a very simple example guys to explain all these things. Say for example, Diwali festival is there, or Christmas festival is there, or New Year is there, and client want few things in their product. So we called it as a change request. So these change requests, if we say we are following a plan, so we will respond your change request next year. It doesn't make any sense. Client want a business in Christmas Eve, in New Year, or in Diwali, and if we says we will provide you these changes in next year, it doesn't make any sense for a client. So Agile says whatever client required in a change request format, just ask client what exactly the priority of those change requests, those enhancement, and when exactly client want those things. Work on those areas, provided these change requests on early manner to client, so that client implement these early change requests, these enhancement in their product, and gain more and more profit. If client gain more and more profit just because of you, client will happy and will provide you more and more business guys. If we follow the plan, maybe client will reject our final release, even the complete product, and maybe make a big noise. I do not require to tell you guys what exactly these things. Okay guys, so these are the manifestos. Now we will move to Scrum guidelines. What exactly Scrum guidelines or principles? So before starting Scrum guidelines guys, I want to tell you a few things. These are simply guidelines. These are not hard and fast rule which are provided by Agile. These are guidelines, and guidelines are always there to make our life more and more happy, more and more easy. Okay, so now before starting guidelines guys, I want to tell you, few Scrum Masters always says that we are following Agile principles. Do not follow Agile principle guys. This is my word. Do not follow the Agile principles if these are not applicable to your project. These are guidelines. Say for example guys, I am driving through cycle and I have a bunch of guidelines where the guidelines provide me how to drive the bicycle, how to drive the car, how to drive the motorcycle. Now if I follow the guidelines which are there for driving a bike or driving a car while driving my cycle, it's of no use. This is the reason guys, Scrum has provided, or Agile has provided 12 principles, 12 guidelines, whichever are applicable for your project. Follow those guidelines. Rest of the guidelines you can bypass. And this is my word guys. If you have any questions or any queries on this, you can write to me. Mostly Scrum Master says that we are following all 12 principles in our Agile, in our product, with our team, and still we are failing. We do not have that result which we required. Guys, you do not get the result, because unnecessary things also you are following, and this is the reason you are keeping a burden on your team, on your project unnecessarily, and this may create a chaos in your project. Now what these guidelines? So first guidelines is satisfy the customer. Definitely guys, when customer come up with any product, any requirement, or any sort of change request, enhancement to your teams, at that time it's your job to check what exactly that change requirement is, what exactly that enhancement is, and what exactly client requirement from your side. Communicate with client, discuss with client, get to know what exactly client's viewpoint behind that particular requirement, and after understanding, just ask client what exactly the priority of this requirement. Based on that, just decide when to deliver this requirement. If you do these things, you will get the customer satisfaction, customer faith, which is a Scrum guideline. Now welcome changes guys. Most of the time clients send change request, enhancements to you in the middle of your sprints or in the middle of your journey. So just welcome those changes, ask client what exactly the priority of these changes and why these changes comes in the middle. So client will provide you the perfect reason, like Christmas Eve is there, New Year is there, and I want few things, few changes in my product. Just accept those changes, just welcome those changes, and tell client that we are working on so and so areas right now. If we start work on your these changes, maybe where we are working right now, those things may be delayed. If client is happy with that, if client is accepted those things, just start working on the change request and just keep aside the work on which you are working right now. So by this way you can use this guideline guys. Now deliver frequently. Yes guys, after every sprint you have to deliver few things or some things to your client, so that your client can view, verify what exactly you have made in you with your team, and is it beneficial for them or not. If it is beneficial, client will provide you the approval. Just merge these things in our production server, so that you can merge those things on production server, and later on do not require to view those things again, because it's already on production server. And by this way guys, you can gain more and more confidence with your client. Okay, so deliver frequent things after every sprint guys. Now fourth guideline is work together guys. When I'm saying work together, it means you have to work in a team manner, not on an individual. Like lead provided me 5 tasks in this sprint, I had completed my 5 tasks, now there is no work for me, I am free. No guys, this is not a teamwork. I have completed my 5 tasks already, I have verified it, and it is ready to merge. Now I have to speak with other team members. Do they require my help? Do they require my knowledge in their working areas? If they required, I have to help them. This is called work together guys, in a team. If you are working in a different teams, so if I am working in team A and team B, any person required my help, I have completed my entire work, so I can speak with my scrum master or my leader that team from team B, so and so person required my help. Can I help that person, because I have already completed my job for team A. If your team leader or scrum master permitted you, just go and sit with team B's person, help them in their working areas. This is also called a teamwork guys, and by this way only we can work in team together. Now fifth guideline is trust and support guys. Every time you have to trust on your team leader, your scrum master, your product owner, and your peer team members also, because if you are not trusting, maybe you are losing the quality of product, and if your sprint is fail, if the delivery is fail, it goes on the entire team, it not goes on the individual person. At that time customer may says that your team is failing. Customer doesn't say so and so person is failing from this team, and this is the reason the release or the delivery is hampering. No guys, it's the entire team's failurity, and this is the reason. Just gain trust, just provide trust. If you are helping other members, you may gain the trust. If other members help you, you may trust on them. So it's a vice versa, guys. So trust on each other, help each other, and work in a team collaboration. Now sixth is face to face conversation. Yes guys, when you are facing any issue, if possible, if your entire team is sitting under one roof, you can make a face to face conversation. If you are not sitting under one roof, if your team is sitting entire globe, at that time you can send a meeting invites to your peer team members and communicate with them via video conferencing, like Webex is there, Jabber is there. So you can use these things and you can communicate with each other and resolve the issues as early as possible. We can say these things also as a face to face conversation, guys, but do not hesitate. Like if I want to communicate with the managing director, if I want to communicate with the program manager, with the program head, how can I go and communicate with those person? No guys, you are facing a issue, and if that person is able to resolve your issue, just send an invite to them. Just ask them, I need your some time to resolve my issue because I am facing a issue and only you are the person who can resolve my issue. So by this way you can start your communication and complete your areas, guys, and this is the reason it's called as a face to face conversation. Now 7 point is working software. When you are delivering small pieces, small working pieces after every sprint release, you can collect those all pieces after 3 months, make a bunch, make a module of working softwares, and you can provide that working software to your client also through demo. You can provide the demo if client is happy with that, and if client provided their approval in the same demo, you can upload these things, you know, on their production server also. So this is called as a working software, guys. Now eighth is sustainable development. Yes guys, definitely when you are doing a sustainable development, at that time your estimates and your iterations are also required. Like say for example, if if my product owner provided me a working area, my few tasks or few stories, at that time I have to understand what exactly those stories and tasks, how much time do I require to complete those stories and tasks, how much effort I need. Based on those estimation, based on the time, based on the efforts, I have to provided the estimates. Maybe these estimates is in a points, or maybe in a t-shirt sizing, maybe in a XL, double XL, single XL, in this sizing. Within how much iteration I can complete that particular task. Maybe few tasks I can complete within a one sprint, maybe few tasks I need 2 to 3 sprint to complete. So I have to provide these also, like within how much iteration I can provide these things deliverable. So this is called sustainable development, guys, and you have to provide this sustainable development to your product owner and scrum masters at a time, and make sure that they are agreed for these things. Now ninth is continuous attention. Yes guys, definitely when I'm saying continuous attention, you have to monitor your product backlog also time to time, and you have to you should know what is there in product backlog right now for you, maybe in upcoming next few sprint, what is there for you. You have to just understand those things, make your own questionnaires, discuss these questionnaires with product owner and scrum master time to time, and make yourself understanding. When these things comes into the planning meeting, at that time you have to fire your more questions, like this is my understanding about this story or this task or this working area, am I on correct platform or not. You have to just identify these things by communicating with your product owner and your scrum master. So this is called, guys, as a continuous attention towards the coming work towards you through product owner, through scrum master, through clients. Now 10th guideline is maintain simplicity. Guys, it's a very simple thing. When you are working in your areas, do not make it more and more complex, because it's make a chaos, make a noise for you in the future. So keep your things simple, keep it simple and maybe stupid. So we called it as a KISS approach. So if you follow this KISS approach, it's very easy for you to explain in front of the higher management, in front of product owner, client and customers, peoples, rather than if you are making it complex. It's not easy for you also to explain, it's not easy for them to understand, to digest. So make all the things which you are working, make it simple guys. Always apply the KISS approach. Now 11th guideline is self organizing team. Guys, when I am saying self organizing team, I am giving you a very simple example. You are a member of family, you have a family, you have father, mother, brother, sister, maybe wife and children also. So you are the member of that family. Now in your family, if you see any work or anything, you can immediately jump in that particular area and communicate with your seniors like your father, mother, or maybe communicate with your brother, sister, your wife, and resolve those things. You are also helping them. You are not wait to ask them to help us. So this is called as a self organizing guys. When you are working in a team, your team is also your family guys. This is a professional family where the rest of peoples are sitting. Maybe these peers are senior or junior to you. Now after completing your work, you have to go and speak with them. You have to identify, are they facing any issue, are they facing problem, do they require any help from your side. If they required, you have to propose this help from your side. Do not wait for them to ask you that we required help from your side and then you go and help them. So this is called as a guys self organizing team. And when self organizing team come into the picture in any organization, every management people, every client people like these teams, because this team is self organizing team and this team required very less help outside the team from management and from client side. And this is the reason most of the appreciations, most of the happy thoughts got will be achieved by these teams. So this is the reason guys self organizing team is very important. Now the last but not least scrum guideline is reflect and adjust. So guys, whatever work you have done, reflect that work in your demos. And if somewhere somebody, say for example, if I am a part of a team member and somebody want my help, so I have to adjust my time, because it's a 8-hour working day and within 8 hours I have to complete my work also. But somebody really required my help, so I have to manage my time. For that person, I have to invest some time with that person and to help them. This is called adjustment guys. And when you have completed your work, just reflect your work in your demos. So this is called reflect and adjustment. These are the guidelines guys. So whichever guideline is applicable for your team, for your project, for your working area, just apply those guidelines to your project and your team. Rest of the guidelines you may bypass guys. So we will continue in our next video guys. Thank you so much and have a nice day.